Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to BoqueteNOW Talk Radio, coming at you live on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM, sponsored by Big Daddy's Grill and the ACCB. Speaking of the ACCB, we have two great guys on the show today. We have the one and only Chris Young.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
And we have the fabulous, off-camera, Bill Hurley.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcome to the show, guys. Friday, the last Friday of every month is ACCB Day on BoqueteNOW, and that was got a lot of stuff going on. But in case you are, living in a cave, or if you've been off the planet for a while, and you don't know who or what the ACCB is, we're going to let whoever wants to jump in, Chris.
Yeah,
and just tell us, what exactly is the ACCB?
ACCB is the Association of Community Charity Boquete.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
So basically, in a nutshell, we raise money to give money away.
Yeah, cool.
We give it to the citizens, the residents. Our first priority is the emergency responders, police, fire, ambulance. Provide training, support, and aid whenever possible, and support the emergency response family members as well.
Yeah. That was actually how you guys started, right?
Yeah. And thank God there's not a huge need for that.
Yeah.
So we said, well, what are we going to do? And so we decided, let's start giving money to the other charities that need it. Some things pop up. We've given money to the veterans. We've given money to the animals. We've given money to different groups in town.
Guys, you've given money to our charity, Escuela del Valle, up in Jaramillo, the school we adopted. Twice. So thank you. Yeah, cool.
So it's all about helping the community out, really, in a nutshell. That's what we do, and we keep it focused on Boquete.
Yeah.
We meet once a month. Like to invite you to our next meeting to kind of see what it is, meet the members. It's going to be the 12th of May at 11 o'clock at Casa Vieja. In the back there behind Stone Cabins.
Yeah, that's a nice spot too.
Yeah,
I recommend the Italian sandwich.
Outdoors, great food. 11 o'clock, come and meet the members, and then see what we're about. The meeting starts at 12 if you don't feel like socializing. Yeah. We do all kinds of fun stuff. Every Tuesday there's an event with ACCB at La Posada. We do bingo. We do trivia. The trivia's back.
Yeah. That's Mark was telling us last month that was imminent.
Yeah. So Harry and Leslie. Harry moved back to the States, and Leslie's doing her thing. She's busy with real estate, etc. So we jumped in there like fat kids on cupcakes and took the trivia. So we're doing the trivia every other Tuesday. And it's team trivia. If you weren't here before and involved, then Bill will tell you all about that. And if you were here and part of it, you know what it is. It's been a few different places. It's been going on for 10 years.
Long time. Plus, it was at the skating rink, and then for briefly it was at Tap Out.
Yep.
Now it's at La Posada.
La Posada,
yeah, the Argentinian restaurant up there.
Yeah, so
nice parking in the back.
They've been gracious about hosting us, and there is good parking. It's the safety measures are well in place.
Those biosecurity stuff.
Biosecurity.
Now, Bill, you do trivia, don't you? Mm-hmm. Well, Bill, who you probably can't see,
he's got a face made for radio.
He's got a face made for radio. You're handling the trivia now.
Yes.
For now, I've been to trivia in a couple different spots, but we have a lot of new people in town.
Yeah.
That have come in, and you read on Facebook, what's there to do here. And trivia is something to do, so maybe you can give us a rundown on how it works and
sure. Well, we have, as Chris said, we have teams, and if you want to join your own team, you can. In the past, there were 8-man teams, but now with Mensa regulations, they've been reduced to 6-man teams.
That's just because of the size of the table.
Because of the size of the table and the proximity of how the tables are split up. But we can have as many as 15 or 16 groups spread out throughout the room there, and we we ask questions, and we give you the categories of that the questions are gonna relate to, and you bet according to how much you know about
Sure,
that
yeah.
particular topic.
That's fun.
And then we ask a question, and you kick it around the table for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you bring the piece of paper that we give you up to the main table, and it either you're correct or incorrect, and then we keep score of how many points you bet and whether you had the correct answer or not. And then we have a first half and a second half, and between the two we ask a bonus question, usually a 3 or 4 part bonus question. And if you get all 4 parts correct, you get so many points. If you get 1, 2, or 3, you get that amount of points. And at the end of the evening, we total up all the points, and we have a winner.
Now, what does the winner get for all of their, intellectual
much.
wrestling?
No,
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
Bragging
Yeah.
rights.
That's about it. Bragging.
Apparently, the last trivia, correct me if I'm wrong, the questions were just too hard.
Yeah, they were.
So, those of you who are listening, I'm good at trivia. Well, come on down, let's see what you got.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I scanned the internet and paperwork that Harry had left for us, and I really came up with the questions were just too difficult. People weren't answering.
Can you give us an example of one?
Well,
What is the velocity of your unladen sparrow?
One that was comical. The question had to do with there's a variety of parrots, particularly in South and Central America, and all but one can fly. So what is the name of the parrot that cannot fly?
That would be the wingless parrot of
And,
Central America.
Well, the two of the teams, unbeknownst to one another, because they wrote dead parrot.
Dead parrot.
Did you give him the point? That's true, I guess.
But it was pretty obvious to me by the end of the evening that
No one knew.
they weren't having fun because they weren't answering the questions. Every time they bring it up, they stand there and wait to see if you acknowledge that it was correct.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Close for
Defeat
no
in their
cigar.
face.
Game over.
So you have to let them. You have to let them.
You got to throw in a couple
You
of
gotta
easy
throw
ones
a couple
in there.
easy ones
yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're going to do from this point on.
Cool. Yeah, trivia is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun with it, I know, and everyone has a good time.
Yeah.
Obscure parrot questions notwithstanding.
Well, it's an evening out. We open the doors at 5 o'clock. People come in. They get a seat. They hook up with their team. It gives them an opportunity to order a drink. And Mensa requires that if you're going to drink alcohol, you have to have like
meal
an
of
appetizer
some sort,
or something.
yeah.
So it allows you to, and there are half a dozen waiters running around, waitresses, picking up the orders, so that all of that's done between 5 and 6, and at 6 o'clock is when we ask the first
Now, is
question.
there anything? Is there a cost to play this?
Yes, it is. It's $5 for individual admission is $5, and that goes to ACCB, and
Sure.
we use that as our funding. Then when you come up to the table to start your betting,
Right.
you turn in $1 per member of your
member.
team.
Okay.
So if there's
$6
6
a
people,
table.
$6 a
basically,
table.
yeah.
Now that goes into the prize pot.
Okay. So the cover, the $5 all goes to the ACCB for all the good work you guys do.
Right.
And the $1 per person that goes that's
That goes
the pot.
into the pot.
That's
The winning team, yeah.
So if you have 60 people, the pot's $60, and the first place team gets 40, and the second place team gets 20.
Yeah, we would when we played. I think once our table won. Excuse me, once our table won, but a lot of the people who win generally just give that money back to the ACCB.
Right.
That's,
They donate it
yeah,
back.
they donate it back in there.
Now, if you're listening and you're like, oh, I don't have a team, go get one. Or
Go get one.
or you can just show up and we'll help you get on a
Right,
team.
yeah.
Get a team,
Absolutely.
or we will assign you to one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were people that came last week. They were just a husband and wife, or two
Sure,
people,
yeah.
or 3 people, and we combined them together to make a team.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good cause.
Something different.
Yeah.
Your money's going to, like you said, a good cause. Eat, drink, be with friends, have some fun, bragging rights if you win, if Bill doesn't make the questions too hard.
And we'll have you back out the door between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, so it's an early evening for those that don't like to.
For those of us who are in bed by 10 o'clock. Yeah, I know. I know what you're trying. I hear you. I know what you're trying to say. Yeah, okay. All right.
And bingo is identical, the same hours, the same format. We have a big screen that we put the bingo board on, and that you don't have teams for that, and it's $15 for six games, three cards. We play, each card is for 2 games.
And this is also at La Posada?
It's also at La Posada, and the same procedure.
Yeah.
We can't sit any more than 6 at a table. And most of the bingos are like four-person tables, 6-person tables, large groups. Before the pandemic, I was responsible to go up early and make sure that I knew who was coming in our group, and we'd have 25 people at a long table. And but everybody enjoyed the camaraderie and.
Well, that'll come again.
I hope so.
We're all hoping that. Sometime within the next several months or so, everything will be back to normal, and you can have.
But even with the Tuesday market at the Feria and Tap Out, when they initially started it back up, there were 100 people, 125 people. Now it's over 300 people that are
coming through,
walking around during that 3-hour period of time. So
I thought no, it's bigger than that.
Got to be,
up to 500.
Really? No
Yeah,
kidding?
yeah.
Wow.
Well, everyone's looking to get back, right?
Yeah.
To get back to doing what they're doing, And,
exactly.
I got to give props to. I've been to Big Daddy's and I've been down to Tap Out, and everything is tight. Mensa rules are followed. No one's crowding. Everything's clean. I had lunch last week over at Big Daddy's. By the way, awesome chicken tenders.
Oh, thank you.
And the ranch sauce with the dill.
I know that's your favorite.
God, man, I love that stuff. I need to get like a jar of that. Day is like, could you get some of that? And then I'm just forget when I'm down there. But they were constantly cleaning the tables and wiping the bar down and everything. So props to your crew over there.
Thank you.
It's very good there. Okay, so you got bingo and trivia. That's awesome that's back. What else we got going on?
There's a couple events. There's the July 4th duck race.
Ooh, this like the duck race that was
Duck 2.
Part
bigger
2.
ducks though, right? Bigger balloons.
2.0.
Ducks
Yes.
2.0.
Yeah, so same thing. And if you missed it, we'll just tell you about it. It's pretty cool. It's basically there's a rubber duck, and you buy it, and there's a number on it, and away they go down the river.
That's it.
Now, we have guys catching them, so don't have those of you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're polluting. No. We're catching them, and you get your duck back.
Your duck
Yeah.
back,
Okay.
So these are the standard yellow
Yeah, rubber duckies.
rubber ducks, and you had balloons on them last time.
Yeah. So the idea was to kind of, you can see it. They had
Yeah.
a bunch of of yellow.
Yeah.
Actually, they were blue and pink and different colors.
Different color.
But we ran them all basically the colored balloon was to identify your duck.
Can you paint the balloon with the number on it, like a 3 for Dale Earnhardt or Duck Earnhardt?
Yeah,
or something?
we could probably
Like the race
we
car.
could probably work that out. Yeah.
Yeah, they do something like that. Yeah, I saw the pictures and videos. I know last time the weather wasn't really cooperating.
There was the day before there was a crazy weather storm.
Yeah,
The internet was going to be canceled. All kinds of craziness.
but still, you did it.
It was an amazing job by everybody involved. In
So the ducks are how much to buy a duck?
Well, we're gonna probably look how we can improve for everybody for the next event. So we don't have official numbers
Okay.
yet, but it's inexpensive.
Yeah.
And there'll be options for you big spenders and high rollers if you want to drop a little bit more. You have that. There's basically something for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what will be fun. is if you had a different size duck for different amounts of money. Like, so if you're going to do $5 or $10, you get the little 3-inch duck with the balloon. But if you got like $2,000, you get this giant 3-foot duck, and just see it going down the river, just plowing through the other
And you
one,
can ride
knocking
it.
it out of the way. Ride it. $10,000, you get a jet ski, paint it yellow, wing.
Exactly.
Ducks flying everywhere. That'll be fun.
We had a lot of fun with the event, and it was a big learning curve. We'd made a lot of mistakes, and that we hope to correct. But the folks that did come, they really enjoyed themselves. They were seated at the tap out. They ordered their drinks and their hors d'oeuvres, and the race was up on the big screens.
Big screen, yeah. But that's, for me, I'd rather would have seen the way that you guys did it rather than months of planning and trial runs with nobody around just to get it perfect.
Right.
Half the fun of stuff like that, and I've been to a few different things in Georgia, where I used to live. They had dragon boat races, which is pretty similar.
That's pretty cool.
Half the fun is to see what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen when you throw a bunch of odd shaped and sized things in a moving body of water.
Right.
So you can't really plan for everything. So why try planning for? I mean, I get it. You want to plan, for how much money and the logistics of it. But in the end, you're just throwing stuff in the water and seeing what happens, and that's really fun to watch.
Right.
And everyone's cheering on their duck or whatever.
Right, exactly.
That's really
and
cool.
The winner of the heat or the race would get their $10 back.
Right. Yeah.
And then they were eligible to go into the runoff at the end of the race. We put all the individual winners back out there again, and then they were entitled to a larger percentage of the pot, and they would come down, and everybody's, come on red, and then Red would fall in behind a rock and swale, and it's just sitting there.
Boom, 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 boom. Stop!
So people were cheering on their particular color of balloon. All the balloons are different color. And it was a good time. It really was.
That sounds cool. That's really neat. I know, Chris. I know you had a few things that you wanted to make sure you touched on, and I know that the hour goes by quick.
Yeah.
So if you see me looking at my watch, I want to make sure we have time to. To get everything. I know you've been on the show a bunch of times, and next thing you know, oh my gosh, like 2 minutes left. I didn't get to talk about.
Time just flies.
I have that effect.
I wonder if the
on,
listeners feel the same way. Like,
probably not.
Yeah?
Probably not. They're probably like, would you just shut up?
yeah.
So what you? All right. Before we get to whatever you're gonna say, I wanted to ask about membership. Mm-hmm. What it takes to be a member, what you get as a member, what the benefits of being a membership are, and maybe what's expected. What's expected of the members.
That's a very good question.
It is a very good question, isn't it?
Yeah. So membership is $40 a year, and then I think it's 12 or. Do you know how much the shirt is?
Actually, the membership is $30 a year, and the shirt is $11. So the total outlay is $41.
Okay, yeah, $41 a year. So thank you. That comes with a shirt with your name on it.
Nice shirt.
Our logoed shirt.
Yeah,
it's very coveted here in town. When you see people with it, you're like, "Ooh, I want one of those." that's what I hear whenever I wear mine. And,
yeah. It's a status thing.
Exactly.
I want to be like him.
I want to be like Chris. And the meetings again.
The meetings are once a month
at Stone Cabins, right?
What I really like about it's always been in me to give back to the community and do what I can, and what I really like and why I decided to join ACCB opposed to the many other amazing ones in town is for me, I like the once a month meeting, the kind of you go. It's an hour long.
Yeah.
It's encouraged that you go. The events were, there's an event every week. Build us trivia, build us bingo. And then we have kind of like quarterly events. We did the Octoberfest. There's a few shirts floating around, and it's memories of that. But for me, the time, like, it doesn't require a lot of time, and you can give back in a wonderful way. You know, there's things that always come up. We're always doing, you know, people say, hey, this happened, and we jump in and we do that. We've done the Easter baskets for the kids a couple times. The Christmas thing that we picked up from the VCP that they were doing, and there's a cookie thing that I've taken over.
A lot of cookies.
A lot of cookies. And it's just amazing to see these kids who may have not have gotten anything, and they get to some cookies and some love. And
it's always nice to see, you know, the kids getting, you know, being the beneficiary of things. There's so much need here, especially in the poor communities and the indigenous communities. You know, they're living on dirt floors,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, and they don't really have anything. And I know what might seem to be to us something insignificant can really change a life.
Yeah.
You know, and to be part of that through the ACCB is it's really something wonderful.
Yeah.
You know. So what's the next event that you have coming up? I mean, I know we got the bingo, but the next, you know, not fundraising event, but community project.
Well, we have the duck race in July 4th. There's Octoberfest. The community projects, there's nothing really scheduled at the moment, which is a good thing. Is our main thing is to help the first responders, so there's no tragedies to help. So that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so look, you've been bugging me for like 6 months already. So here's my $41.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Trying to lead by example, you listening and watching on the radio over there. So extra large, by the way.
Extra large.
What name
No,
would you
make
like?
it large.
Al.
Large. Just
Is that-
Al.
is that an A-L?
A-L.
No, 2 L's. Or
No.
anything?
Well,
You don't
I
wanna
mean,
have the name-
people have called me all, but I
Yeah.
try and be humble. You know.
You don't want to put the name of your boat on your.
No. Just Al. And a large will be fine.
Large?
Yeah, large.
Not extra large.
No, I was extra large.
COVID was good to you.
COVID was very
that-
good.
in that
in
regard.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
Not actually having it. I'm saying the lockdown.
The lockdown, yeah.
Most of us got COVID 20.
I got
here in the
I was
in the
a-
mid area.
When I got here 3 years ago, I was a 2XL.
Really
Yeah, so
healthy.
trying to stay healthy, trying to add a couple more years to my existence here. But yeah, a large would be fine, and Al, yeah. So there you go.
Cool.
So
All right.
you're all my witnesses out there in radio, TV land. I am now a member of the ACCB, and I will try to remember what ACCB stands for. the
Card
association.
carrying member. Well,
Is there a card? Do I get a card?
You get a
No,
shirt.
I get a shirt. Shirt's better than a card.
Blue shirt. Yeah, you won't
Blue
lose
shirt.
it.
So now my light blue shirt will go with my dark blue Rotary hat.
Yeah. We've done some really cool events with the Rotary.
Yeah, and there's stuff coming up. John was telling. I don't know what they are. I know you guys will work that out, but
Yeah. He actually told me that you were going to be the liaison between.
yeah. Well, now that I'm in both now. Right?
Yeah.
That's just fun.
Yeah, fantastic.
Cool. Yeah. You know, we should have an ACCB/Rotary radio show at one point.
I thought you were going to say like mixer.
That would be cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a senior prom.
Senior prom. A senior prom.
No, that would be cool.
It would though.
Yeah.
At La Posada.
Yeah.
our previous president, Joe Hart,
Yeah.
met with the members of the other service groups.
Yeah.
And they had a little powwow, and so that they wouldn't walk on one another's events. So, you know, there are certain things that only Rotary does.
Right.
Certain things that only ACCB does.
Yeah.
And Joe made a point. He said, if you're collecting shoes for the children in the comarca, everybody doesn't have to do it. Well, just one organization can say, I'm doing this, and then everybody comes and donates to that organization.
Well, you know, that shows obviously a willingness to cooperate.
Yeah.
You know, I know over the years, you know, all of us through our lifetimes have been witness to organizations fighting with each other. Right, you know,
Exactly.
it's my territory. You can't do that, you know. But that's just another example of what's so great about this community. I mean, this is a very, very generous community. It warms my heart every time I hear about there's a need, and so many people and organizations just without even question just step up and help out.
Yeah.
And to have the various charitable organizations, and not just the ones like the ACCB and the Rotary, but you have Amigos de Animales, so you have so many of them,
Right.
health and hospice and all that, just all kind of come together and cooperate to get a job done. And when you don't have all the bickering and the arguing and the fighting and the egos involved, things get done. People
Right.
get helped, and that's really
What it's about.
That's really what it's about.
We partnered with Dr. Dan Davies with the Global Food Network.
Yeah, he's been on a show 3-4 times. Yeah.
We partnered with him after the devastating floods in Sierra Puente.
Yeah.
And we provided. He brought his pickup truck into Boquete one morning, and we purchased $1,000 worth of beans and rice and
yeah.
oils and what have you. Per his instructions,
Yeah.
and we went up there and loaded up the back of his pickup truck, and he went back to Puerto Rios,
Yeah.
where his place is, and they
Distributed
made
it,
packages and so forth, and distributed it all up in the comarca.
Yeah.
So-
He was on the show recently. I can't remember the exact date without looking on my calendar, but he had a very, very thorough explanation
Yeah, absolutely.
of what he does and what he does to help the community. A lot of people really, I don't think they know to the extent of how he's involved in the community and how he's involved with the local charities.
It's
Yeah.
fascinating. He dehydrates the vegetables.
Yeah.
And he said he made a comment one time. It interested me, but like because of the warm climate down here and what have you, if you go to the markets in David, 50% of the vegetables spoil. They
Yeah.
either look bad, so they're discarded, or they just wilt in the markets.
Sure, yeah.
But he can take that and back to his place, his organization, and they dehydrate
Yeah.
all those vegetables
Yeah.
and turn it into a powder, and then the powder is infused in with the beans and rice that the little indigenous kids eat up in the Camargue.
Yeah, well, it
keeps them from getting scabies and
well, it gives nutrients that aren't available in rice and beans.
exactly.
And at one point he gave me a bag of
Yeah.
that, and so I took it home, and it's okay. I'm going to make this today, and then I realized I had no idea how to make it.
Right.
So I texted him. I said, "Do you cook the rice before? Do you cook it with the rice?" But he sent my wife the instruction, and it was good.
Yeah.
It isn't just a vitamin; it adds flavor too. So. And that's really important. Malnutrition is a problem here.
Absolutely. One of our first Tuesday talks that we reactivated.
Yeah.
He was our guest speaker, and his wife Tracy.
Yeah.
She had these little cups, and she had made up the rice and the kind of yellowish color, and then it was the mix was in there, and he gave it to everybody to sample. And it was quite tasty.
It was tasty, yeah. All right, I'll have to have Dave, if you're listening, Dan. I call him Dave, and every time I call him Dave, the first thing, no, it's not Dave. Dan, if you're listening, we'll have you back on the show here. Pretty soon. I'll get in touch with you.
I'll tell you a story about one of his powders. So.
Tell me a story.
So he
Tell me a story.
He gets a lot of habaneros.
Yeah, I love habaneros.
And he dehydrates them, and I got a sandwich Ziploc bag full of it, and so he said, it's a last minute thing. I'm like, hey, I need habaneros. I make my own hot sauce for the restaurants, and it's easy, it's good, it's hot. So anyway, he's like, all I have is this powder. So he brought me a bag of powder, and I didn't know. I just dumped half the bag in the blender, added some stuff and vinegar, whatever, and turned that thing on, and I think we had to evacuate.
Evacuate the building. Fire department shows up.
It was wild. It was
Cloud over
wild.
the
Yeah.
place.
Talk about like bear spray.
Yeah.
The whole house has to clear out.
Yeah.
This was just as bad, if not
Or
worse.
day after Taco Tuesday at anyone's house. Really.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that man. And I love, I gotta find out how to make a mini potato gun, right? And put that powder in there, and then now you have like pepper spray that you made by yourself.
Yeah.
I've made similar mistakes with that. not realizing just, and I like hot sauce. Someone gave me a bottle of homemade hot sauce. I think it was Murray Altman.
Oh, I love his hot sauce.
And he gave that, but I
Did
never
you try the curry one?
And I had, well, that's what he gave. I think that's what he gave me. And normally when I have something new, I just take a little bit and let's see how hot it is. Oh, I didn't do that. And I had chicken wings, and I just lathered the chicken wings, and I took I didn't not the flat part, but the drumstick part. I might as well have dipped it in there.
Yeah.
And I just took a big old bite. Yeah.
That one burns long term.
Yeah. That
few times.
that had staying power. Yeah. That both ways. Yeah. That. But yeah, he's got a good sauce.
Yeah.
He's got a good sauce.
Yeah.
Not saying that your sauces are great.
Well, thank you. I'm not fishing for a compliment,
Yeah. Well.
but I appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah.
When I eat anything hot, I require about 4 glasses of ice water in front of me.
In front of you. I see these YouTube videos, and there's this one group that does it. I can't remember the name of the group. It might be Mystic Morning or something. They do every week. They do a celebrity eating the hottest hot sauce. And these guys are like, they're beet red, they're sweating, and I'm like, what?
Oh, it's a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So did you say celebrities?
Yeah.
Yes, hot ones.
Is it that what it is?
Hot ones.
I'm watching these guys eat. I'm like, how in the world? I like hot. I like spicy, but
Did you see the one with Gordon Ramsay?
yeah.
Yes. It was awesome.
Poor sweat pouring, and he's on YouTube, so he can't drop his usual F-bombs.
Yeah.
But he wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing show.
Oh man. So what?
That would be a good ACCB event. Hot wing eating.
Hot wing.
Would you be a member? Would you be a contestant?
Yeah.
Al?
Yeah. Sure,
Yeah.
I would.
Would you, Bill?
Sure, I would.
No.
There was a chili kind of.
Bolivar, you want
I
to?
don't
You
do
down?
that.
You're not paying attention. Okay.
I'm not as most people, mainly my wife, know. I am not a cook. I'm almost useless in the kitchen. So this place that up in the States, they were having this chili contest, all right, and there were different varieties and different categories, but there wasn't, amazingly so, a category for the hottest chili. So I said, I'll do it. Again, I don't cook. So what I did is I got on the internets, and I Googled what's the hottest hot sauce, and it was something literally like Satan's crotch, and I found it on Amazon, and it was like $12 for a 4-ounce bottle, and I ordered the bottle, and it came in. I went over to the Kroger, the grocery store, and I just bought a couple of cans of Hormel chili off the shelf. And I got a crock pot, I guess it's a crock pot. Just dumped that in there, and I upended the entire bottle of that in there. And then I had a couple of bottles of Texas Pete and whatever I had laying around.
Was there anybody alive after that to give you the prize?
You go into this auditorium, and there were the tables, Southwestern, and there were 4 or 5, pots of chili, and Northeastern, whatever. And then there was the table for the hottest chili, and mine was the only one on there. And the guy who was running,
So you had to win, huh?
well, the guy who was running the event, he goes, that's not really hot, is it? I said, his name is Rex. I said, Rex, it's really, really hot, man. So he didn't want to try it, so he sent his 10-year-old son in.
Oh. Wow.
Now, mind you, this is at a church. And the churches up in the South, they sponsor stuff like that. And this is a fairly large church, so the auditorium that was in was probably maybe 2 full court basketball, at that kind of area. So this 10-year-old kid comes in and he takes a whole spoonful of this. Now if I was there watching, I'd have said, son, don't do that. But I was off somewhere else, and I didn't, all of a sudden I hear this blood-curdling scream, and I look over, and there's this 10-year-old running full tilt, flat out, around the inside of this thing, banging into people, and then he just took out the front door. And I look over, and I see Rex with his arms up, and I went like that, ate the sauce, and then he took off. I won't, because this is a family show, I won't regale you with the details of the following couple of days in the household.
There can't be much worse than being a judge at a chili competition. Really,
Yeah.
there's not much worse than that.
No, I would imagine not. And
So to continue though, did you win the?
because by default, basically, there was no other contestant. But you know that I told that story because I was reminded when you said that would be a pretty good event.
That would be another one, a chili competition.
A chili. You could have it at Boulder.
Actually, there's I think one of the, no, maybe it's a soup competition. Somebody does something. Something
Yeah, it's
like
a soup. There's a soup.
I think
soup
the
day.
Knitters and Quilters or somebody already does the soup.
They do the soup.
Well, maybe we could do chili.
Chili would be fun. I think.
Yeah.
There are people at the Soup Fest.
Soup Fest. Yeah, that is a cool event.
That was. I think Tony Etlin made a New England clam chowder. I could not get enough of that.
That was unbelievable.
I was like, dude,
that is the best event of the year.
Are you taking orders?
Yeah.
Yeah, Day made her potato soup,
Yes, I remember
broccoli
that.
potato soup. But yeah, no, I don't think anyone's really got their claws into just a chili thing, and I think that would go over pretty big. Yeah, we should do that.
Well, as I said, the members of the service groups got when they got together. So if nobody has a particular item, and then it's fair game to adopt it.
Sure.
Your organization.
Now, is there like a yearly meeting of the heads of all the charities, kind of like the meeting of meetings for the mafia? All the
doubt it,
heads.
but there
I
should be.
think, according to Joe, that was their first time they'd ever really gotten together.
That's a good idea. I think, and I didn't even know that was a thing. That's a very good idea, though. I know that.
And this way, you can support one another.
Yeah.
Like if rather than compete with one another, if you're going to have the shoes for the children in the market, then we'll all bring our shoes.
Yeah,
to
get
you
behind. Yeah,
and
get behind that. Yeah, that's a great idea. And I know the ACCB has things that only you guys do. What I can now say that we do.
We do. Yes,
Right.
that's right.
Now I have to change the whole paradigm of my So that's cool. Now I got to remember which we I'm talking about. I think that really shows. That's a good example to set. It really is a good example to set. When you see. Yeah, it reminds me of. Do you remember that movie? Well, you might not, but you're a pretty old guy. You remember that movie Miracle on 34th Street?
Sure.
And when all the department stores.
Right.
So I remember the scene where someone had come into Macy's looking for something, and the manager of Macy's got out this big book, and looked it up and going, we don't have that here, but Gimbel's has it down the street, or Bloomingdale's has it down the street, and that's what this reminds me of. You don't have to beat each other's throats, or it doesn't have to be a competition.
Right.
There's enough generosity in this town to go around, and that's apparent in the 3 years that I've been here. That's very cool. Chris.
Yes, sir.
We still got like 15 minutes left, and I know that we've just been riffing here and chit chatting, but I know that you guys brought some information that that you wanted to get out there.
Yeah, we just wanted to talk about who we are, and I think we've covered that actually. Do you have anything to add to that? Who we are? Should we repeat it in case somebody's joining in? Who we are? You want to?
Well, actually, I mean, I could go through line by line of the charitable things that we've done with our money and with our time and who we support and so forth.
Yeah, I think that might be interesting. I think it might be interesting, at least to touch on some of the major things that you've done, because I don't think if people don't know who the ACCB is or what the ACCB is, they might not know what we're affiliated with and what has been accomplished.
Well, forgive me for reading.
So no one can see you anyway. So sometimes.
But over the years, we've hosted 9 annual Christmas dinners, collecting over 1,000 wrapped gifts for the needy local children of Boquete.
Nice.
100% of the donations of gifts and money collected in Boquete are distributed throughout the Boquete's needy families and support to other local charities. We give money so that an animalist can buy the different medical needs for their
they have their clinics every month.
Clinics.
Yeah, every last Sunday of the month, I think.
The dog camp, we've purchased dog food for that and support them. We've also we've worked back in a while back before I came here on a recycle group in Boquete, financially and physically, to clean up the environment in Boquete and educate the children in our local schools of the importance of recycling. We've donated money towards children's back to school supplies and donated personal care items to the local abused and pregnant young girls in Boquete through San Juan Bautista Catholic Church.
Sure.
We've repaired multiple vehicles for the police to get their cars back on the road to protect Boquete. We've purchased appliances for the police, who are required to live in the police station while on duty for 12 days at a time.
I didn't know that.
I forget what it's called, but the little depot down in
The checkpoint.
The checkpoint.
Yeah, the checkpoint.
the-
Caldera checkpoint.
Right, we've outfitted their little station house there with
Yeah.
stoves, refrigerators,
Yeah.
and what have you for
Yeah.
their comfort. And so there's a lot of things that are going on. In 2020, we provided cell phones for local school children who could not join their classes because they didn't have the cell phones and the little chip cards. We've contributed to the purchase of a spare battery for Rodney Marino. He was gifted a beautiful automated wheelchair,
Yeah.
and but the battery will run down over time.
Sure.
So we purchased another battery so that he would always have one charged up. Last year we were asked to take over the children's Christmas cookie party for the children, and we rented a bus, one of the local buses that used to pick up the kids from school, and that particular driver
Yeah.
knew where all the stops were.
Oh wow,
and
yeah.
for all the kids. And
That worked out well.
It worked
Yeah.
out very well, and we had a great time and delivered it. Over 600 bags of cookie and candy to the children, and gave a lot of clothing away as well. A lot of people donated clothing for babies and children up to
Well, you know,
3
the
years
food
of
and
age.
clothing, it's kind of funny, when you grow up or when you're a kid and Christmas comes, right? And you always want a toy, and then you open up a box and it's like a sweater or a pair of socks, and you're like, thank you, I love it. But when we've been involved in similar things, and I did an interview with a family of our charity, Escuela Estrella, and we were interviewing the parents. And at that point, some of the kids came out and they were playing around. So I called one of the kids over. He was like 12 or 13 years old, and we asked him, so what's the thing that you want most for Christmas? And you'd expect a tablet, right, or something fancy. He's like food and clothing. So when you get a 12, 13-year-old whose biggest wish for Christmas is food and clothing, that there's a real need there, and the ACCB, helping to fulfill that need is wonderful.
Well, at Christmas time, we had Santa Claus on the bus, and we also had a lady in town here that a member of ACCB, but her name is Mona Lisa.
Yeah, Mona Lisa.
And she's
Boy,
fabulous.
she does a lot, doesn't she?
And
She's amazing.
she actually went to a college in the States for clown college, and she entertains the kids, and between stops she would blow up 100 balloons and configure them into these animals.
Wow.
And when the two of them got off the bus, maybe 15 or 20 kids would go to Santa, and the rest of them would
Go to
all
the balloon
circle-
lady. Everybody loves a
circle
balloon.
Yeah.
But she was fabulous.
Wow.
And she won again on the Easter bus ride when we delivered the Easter baskets to the children.
More balloons.
And no, she didn't have balloons this time. She had card tricks, and she had these. I don't know where she picked them up, but she ordered these eggs with confetti in them, and she would crack the the egg over one of the guys' heads, and the confetti would fall all over him. And
That's like a total clown thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But an interesting thing was we got off, we pulled up to one stop, and there were 20 or 30 kids, and one little boy received his bag, and he came up behind Mona, and she was facing away, and he just hugged her leg. It was like from her, his height was around her knee,
Yeah.
and he just hugged her leg and wouldn't let go, and just showing appreciation for him.
That makes it all worth it.
And the kids were phenomenal too. An 8 or a 10-year-old kid would come up and receive his or her package.
Sure.
And then they would walk away and give it to one of the younger, smaller children.
Yeah.
And instead of continually trying to come up and get as many bags as they could, they were sharing.
You know, that's very interesting. You brought that up because I personally witnessed that, and it's different than what we may be used to in our passport countries.
Yeah.
We delivered. So one of our benefactors from our charity loaded 2 or 3 bikes, brand new bicycles, into their truck, and we brought it up there to the school. And I know growing up, the kids that I hung out with, they'd have been like, "It's mine," and ride off. But the half hour that we were up there, I was watching that out of the corner of my eye, and the kid who actually received, each family adopts a family, so that family got bikes, sharing them with everybody. All the kids were just riding those bikes alone, and it wasn't even a big deal. It was like, what's mine is yours. Right. It almost seems like a credo, with those kids, and you look at how they live and the level of poverty and need and all that, but yet they have this character trait where they're just willing to share that you don't find in a lot of even the wealthiest countries.
Yeah, true.
It's amazing.
True.
Yeah. We got 7 minutes. So any card tricks?
Well, one of the things that ACCB wanted to do is to have we have our trivia every other Tuesday, and the opposing Tuesday we have bingo, and we wanted to have fewer big items, big ticket items. So we've decided to do the Octoberfest in the fall and the Spring Fest. And a lot goes into that, and a lot of preparation. So one of the things you'll be encouraged to do now that you're a new member of ACCB is to donate your time and effort to a committee that interests you.
Well, the Oktoberfest, obviously there wasn't one last year.
Right.
The year before, though, I was on security. I still have my Oktoberfest security T-shirt.
Really? No kidding.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so it was me, Ken, Mike Schwartz, Carl, I think was there. There was about 5 or 6 of us. So I'm probably better suited to help out that way. So write my name in there.
A lot of people, they don't want to come out. They want to stay at home, and they could feel like they're participating as long as they're a member of a committee.
Right.
One of the things that I just talked to a guy this morning, but we're trying to get a committee to choose the trivia questions. So if one person does it all, it's a hardship.
Yeah.
But if
You get really hard questions about parrots.
Bill does a ton for ACCB. He deserves a lot of kudos for everything he does.
But that's no problem. But it's this effort to try to get committees involved and that can donate a little bit of time or as much time as you have.
Yeah.
But it's so much easier if you spread the workload around.
Yeah.
And then everyone can feel like they're participating and they're part of it.
Well, and a good example of that is when we did the security. Initially, we only had 3 people, which meant 3 people had to put in, and I don't know what the timing is going to be for those events, but it was 12 hours. and an hour before and an hour after. So you had 3 people that literally had to be there for 14 hours on your feet, and that's but more people started. Y'all help, I'll help. We ended up now with enough people where it was a normal 3 did the first half, and then there was a relief crew that came in. So in that case, the more people that were involved in that, the better off everybody was.
True that.
Yeah.
A recent event was the packaging of the Easter packages, the Easter baskets, we call them. It was really a bag, a colorful bag with a handle on it. And the Hearts lined up the Boquete Country Club clubhouse.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we put out the call for come one, come all to do it. And there were, I bet you there were 30, 40 people there.
Yeah.
And it only took like a couple of hours to put it together because you have so many people donating their time. And it was a good time, and everybody felt like they participated.
Yeah. Well, they did. Yeah.
And it was
Sure.
very worthwhile.
Sure, yeah. Well, that's the thing. You get organizations that have members that aren't just in there just to be members.
Right.
Not just, well, I got a nice T-shirt, right, or a hat or whatever. That's one of the things that I find, in my experience, almost unique about our community here is that you put a call out for something like that, and just a lot of people show up, and it doesn't seem to matter what it is. If you say, well, we have a need here, can you come and help? In your mind, you're expecting, maybe a 10 or a dozen people show up, and like 30 or 40 people end up coming. And sometimes you've got to send people away. We don't have any room for you to help.
Right,
but
exactly.
It's always nice to see again how generous this community is. Not just with their money, but with their time and with their expertise and their talents. There's a lot of retired engineers here. That I need to build me a wheelchair ramp. I don't know how to do that, and here comes the 75-year-old retired engineer with plans in his head, and he'll sit there and direct the younger guys with the tools, and next thing you know, an hour and a half goes by and there's a wheelchair ramp.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of involvement, which I think is unique to a retirement destination. There's a lot of talented people here that have a lot of time in their hands. I think that works out great. All right, well, let's do a little recap. We got a few minutes. So, bingo, Tuesday night. Is it the 1st and 3rd or the 2nd and 4th? Do you know offhand?
Well, we just had a bingo, and trivia's coming up, and trivia will be, what'll that be? That'll be May the.
May the 4th.
So
May the
trivia.
4th.
Well, actually, you really can't say 1st and 3rd because as the months change, the dates change. So every other Tuesday.
Every other Tuesday is
at
trivia.
La Posada's
Every other
trivia,
Tuesday
and
is
that's $5 at the door and $1 per person.
per person.
The $5 at the door goes to the ACCB to fund their charity.
So it's a $6 evening.
It's a $6 evening.
$5 to get in.
And plus, you order,
and then-
you pay for your
and then-
drinks
and then you
and all
order
that. Yeah. And
A
bingo is every alternate Tuesday.
So for the month of May,
Yeah.
the 4th and the 18th is trivia,
4th and the 18th
and the 11th and 25th will be bingo.
will be bingo.
Bingo is a little more expensive. It's
$15.
You get 3 cards, and each game there's 2 games on each
So
card.
you get 6 games.
So you get 6 games, and we, as we are allowing the number of people to expand, our pot will get increasingly larger.
Sure, yeah,
But right now it's $30 a win, so that
Sure.
we give away $180 over the course of the evening.
Yeah.
And so it's when you come in, it's $15 for your 6 games, and then you like everyone else, you have a chance
To win.
to win and get your money back, and whatever the drinks and the appetizers are. That's
Sure,
another
yeah.
expense.
And you got Duck Race 2.0.
Duck Race is
no
coming
no
up.
date on that yet.
4th of July.
4th of July.
4th of
Okay.
July, yeah.
4th of July, and
That's either a Saturday or Sunday. We haven't firmed up what day to do yet.
and I'm sure the ACCB's Facebook page will be putting
Right,
something
sure.
out, with the details.
And then
on
the
that.
other two big ones are, we're gonna start working pretty soon on planning for the Oktoberfest, and then the spring test the
For
following
2022, right?
22.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those will be our big events.
The
and a lot of
Oktoberfest will be
planning.
at the Feria like it has been, or are you putting that somewhere else?
Well, we haven't made
You
those
haven't?
decisions
Okay,
yet.
all right.
And, you want to go to a venue that has that has the parking and large enough to facilitate.
And for those people who are interested in following my astute example and
Yeah.
joining the ACCB, when's the next meeting coming up where they can get to know everybody?
The 12th of May.
May 12th, and that
May
is at
12th.
Stone Cabins at
Stone
the
Cabins.
at the
11
room.
o'clock for
Meet and greet.
meet and greet. Order some lunch if you want, and then 12 o'clock sharp the
meeting starts.
meeting starts.
Yeah,
And
it's,
if you just want to come and see what we're all about and meet some of the people that are involved, our doors are always open for welcoming new members.
sure. And don't forget, you get a spiffy T-shirt.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
nice. They're nice.
You might even
T-shirts.
have a chance to meet Al.
Oh,
Ooh. I should bring armor. No, I'm just kidding. But we're not trying
sit with
to,
Alan, have lunch with him.
not trying to downplay the wonderfulness of Chris's Boulder 54
Oh,
fine polo shirt there. But I'm sorry, I have to take dibs on the Radio Cherokee sweatshirt, long sleeves.
That is a sweet shirt.
Yeah, this is 2 years old, man.
Yeah.
I wear it whenever I go out, representing the
The
radio station. Yeah.
there you go.
I wear mine sometimes. I'm not a long sleeve guy. So.
I'm not either, but I just roll it up and.
That's smart. Yeah.
I know Roger's probably listening. Large size. If you have it in black, that'd be cool. Maybe a V-neck, something with the no.
Oh yeah. Medium.
Anyway, we
Medium.
are. It's just about the top of the hour here on BoqueteNOW Talk Radio. So I want to thank Chris and Bill for coming on the show. I will do my post radio promotion. I'll put links and whatever information I have in there for you guys to read and learn more about the ACCB, and maybe go down to the meeting on the 12th at 11 o'clock at Stone Cabins and bring $41 with you and your good spirit and join up. You've been listening to BoqueteNOW Talk Radio on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM, sponsored by Big Daddy's Grill and the ACCB here in Boquete. Thank you for your time and attention. We'll see you next week. Have an outstanding day.